Welcome to SpiceCandies. We're making zero utensil, non-corn syrup because I don't have any, maple candy. Let's get to it. Well, this is a matzah bread and this is Passover now. And during Passover I have zero access to my regular utensils, corn syrup and stuff like that. So I thought of making some lemonade out of this lemon and do something I usually don't do. Usually over Passover I don't make videos because, well, I don't have the tools and stuff I need. So what do? Well, many of you guys are stuck at home due to a certain pandemic. So what I'm thinking is, let's make candies with limited tools. Let's make candies with stuff we have around at home, and maybe it'll inspire some of you to make candies to your kids and your loved ones and so on. I don't have corn syrup, but I do have maple syrup. I have some sugar, and we do have some jam. We have some jam here. I'm not sure if these will be able to replace the corn syrup, which has certain attributes, being comprised of many sugars. Let's give it a shot. Worst case scenario, we can always make a toffee. Okay, let's get to it. Put things aside. Right, so let's get to that. I'll fill that with sugar. I have no idea how much this weighs. Really have no idea. I have no way to measure it because my scales are locked in the cupboard. Right, so this is my new cup measuring tool. This volume is exactly 1 cup, whatever that is, doesn't matter. Let's get some corn syrup. Substitute. There we go. And we'll fill it about halfway. And contains quite a bit of water. I think it should do the trick and substitute corn syrup. And we'll give it a nice mapley flavor, of course, and I love maple. Right. I got my Passover cooking spoon, and yes, we replaced all utensils for 1 week. And we got 1 sheet of parchment paper, which you can't see because of the white marble, and let's get cooking. Let's let the cooking begin. It's going to be hard to set the temperature because I don't have my temperature gauge. So either use a brand new one, which I do have, but I don't like. So we'll have to trust our senses. Already we get a lovely aroma of maple. So how do we know we reached the right temperature? Well, that's easy. First of all, I got a video on that. How to cook without any tools, without any special tools, without any utensils whatsoever. That's A. And I'm going to use some of these tools to cut the candies, you'll see in a minute. But generally speaking, you just take small samples, either drop them onto cold water in a small container like a glass, or just put them on parchment paper, which I will do off camera because I can't do both. And the camera is situated, so getting it back and forth, something will burn for sure. So once we're done, I'll show you the samples. There's only one critical test to do, and you have to see that your small droplet you put on the parchment paper and cooled off has snapped. And my way is just spreading it on parchment so it'll cool off faster, and then it'll just try to break it. If it breaks, it's hard. Now we're getting nicely through. And this is way too early. You can tell by the fact that the bubbles are bubbling really fast. Also, you can feel the motion The liquid is way too thin, just like water. No friction, no resistance. Really, really, really easy. Now we're foaming up. I think I'll reduce the heat and take my first sample. It also smells a bit caramelized, so I'll really turn down the heat. Yup, it's definitely getting darker. Let's shut down the heat for a second. Okay, and we'll take a tiny dab. Okay, I'll test it and get back to you. Okay, there's our cooled sample. It's still very soft. So I'll tell you what, feels stretchy. It snaps a bit. Okay. And this has even cooled further, but also caramelized a bit. So I think we could use that. Let's pour. I've put it on low heat because it's still a bit sticky. Really, really low heat. Let's see what we get. And you know what? I think it's my mistake. I did it without water. I didn't give it time to dissolve the sugar crystals. That does feel a bit crustally. So let's do that. Okay, I think we just it's just crumbling. I'm just basically drying the crumbs now. Okay, something interesting. Actually, crumbles were the last video. I didn't expect to make more crumbles, but there we go. That's the beauty thing about candy making. You don't know exactly what you're going to get. And it's brand new, it's an interesting thing every time. I'll turn the heat off, we'll pour it, and try again. Taking a full cup of maple, like so. About half a cup, 1/3 cups of water. I'll have to wash this. The full, bit more, cups of sugar. I'll start with low heat. About half at full capacity. And we'll let the sugar dissolve properly. Now, I've played for quite some time with maple syrups. All of them were organic from Canada and contained only maple syrup, not replicas or coffee with sugar and stuff like that. Real maple syrup. And you got a huge variation if you buy the same brand of maple syrup from the same farm, so it says on the label. And sometimes you get candies that are hard, some foam up, some do all sort of things. So maple is not really repetitive when it comes to candies. So some of the results I got were brilliant, really good. Some were very poor. Okay, so this takes quite a bit of time to dissolve. Let's kick up the heat because I was worried about boiling it too fast. Let's see how it does. And yes, I've previously played with this sort of maple candy without corn syrup, and again, as I said, my results were very inconsistent, I think the right term would be. I'm trying to dissolve the sugar as fast as possible, and that's what I'm playing there. And that's why I'm playing over there. Let's see what we can do. We sure I have enough water in it to dissolve the sugar. The maple itself is full of water, so you know. Okay, we're foaming up here. And I don't feel any more sugar there. It's fully dissolved. But notice the rapid bubbles. We're still at 100 to 110 degrees Celsius. Nothing more. Yet at this point, I'll reduce the heat. Okay, the bubbles are getting smaller, so we're getting to around 110, closer to 115. Starting to caramelize, I can smell it. Let's take a sample. In the meantime, I'll lower the heat, so I'll give me time to check my sample. Well, I got some on my finger. Really nice. Still totally liquid. We're at around 120. Okay, back to cooking. And it's not the sugar caramelizing, it's the maple. That still tastes good, by the way. No worries there. And notice I didn't get it up high. Didn't want to overcook it. And from this time point on, I'll start taking samples every, I don't know, 30 seconds, more or less. Notice the bubbles are having a hard time to burst. Some are left for quite some time till they pop. So this tells you we're cooking up to around 120, 130, and this is going to look like that till we reach to 150. So we're definitely past the massive water vaporing out of the system right now. Okay, enough time to talk. Let's take another sample. And again, I'll lower the heat till I test my sample. Alright, so this is really stretchy, around 120, 125. Soft crack. I can raise the heat again. It's definitely getting darker. Let me show you for a second. You can see these are fairly light. There are two of these. This is the first one, second one, this is it. Right, so I was able to get it off the parchment paper, which is a sign we're getting closer and closer. It's still very stretchy, but we're definitely in the range. So we could make toffee with that, although it's really hard to stretch. And the aroma of caramel is getting stronger. Although I did pull it, it's very sticky. Okay, let's take another sample. As I said, it's very sticky. I think we were very close. We're around, my guess, 140. Okay, well, this is boiling up. Right. And I think it's time to shut off the heat completely, and this should... No, it doesn't snap. Oh, yeah, it does snap. Partially. So we got a candy. It's a little bit sticky. And what I think we'll do is, first of all, eat that. I think I had enough time. We can pour that. Right, I don't want to waste more time. It foams up. I'm going to pour it as is. So as you can see, this has foamed up quite a bit. It does not adhere to the surface over here, but it's definitely crumbly. So that's something this maple does. So it's not a trait of all the maple brands, types, farm specific trees, I don't know. So every tree will make a maple of its own and hopefully repeat itself, basically speaking, next year. But that depends, of course, on the weather and conditions and pests and so on, so on, so on, and soil, I'm guessing, as well. So just like wine, you get all sort of varieties and flavors. And just like that, our maple tends to either crumble or make a wonderful candy or foam up. I had some that foamed up wonderfully. They were really, really amazing. And yeah, so this is a bit hot, but you can see it's really, really crumbly. I can rather easily snap it, although it does have some sharp corners there. It's a candy. You can eat it. Very crunchy. Very mapley, but it's not the regular candies we're used to, meaning sorted, organized. Still, it's a nice candy. I think kids will love it. So this is it for this video. I do have some other recipes I'd like to try. I'd like to try some honey. I'd like to try some jam. As I showed you, coffee candies, which are really going to be a hard issue unless you really like your coffee with honey or maple. But I'm guessing maple won't do. We'll have to try honey coffee or maybe honey and tea or something like that, natural herbs. I'll try and see what I can do. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Have a sweet day. Stay well. Take care. I'll be seeing you in the next video.